When trust shatters, it leaves two distinct wounds: the public act of betrayal and a far more private lie that begins to rewrite a woman's story. The human brain hates a vacuum. When confronted with chaos, it instantly scrambles to find a logical explanation for the pain. It wants to know why. In the confusion of trauma, that search for answers frequently turns inward. Instead of looking at the person who caused the harm, the mind starts generating intrusive thoughts like, "If I were better, this wouldn't have happened. I am broken," or "I'm just not enough." The betrayal was a completely external event, but the lasting destruction happens when the blame is internalized, warping how you perceive yourself. To stop this cycle, we have to recognize two competing internal voices: guilt and shame. They sound similar, but they target completely different areas of the psyche. Guilt focuses on behavior. It evaluates a choice, saying, "I made a mistake." The critique is isolated to a specific action, leaving your core self intact. Shame bypasses behavior entirely. It attacks identity. It takes that same event and says, "I am the mistake." This is exactly how the adversary keeps victims trapped. The goal is to take a temporary external trauma and cement it into a permanent internal identity. Recognizing these thoughts as shame statements, rather than factual reflections of reality, is the mandatory first step to breaking their hold over you. Here is the baseline truth we operate from. One person's choices can never determine another person's inherent value. A spouse's addiction, deception, infidelity, or inability to emotionally connect are reflections of their state. They are completely disconnected from your worth. Your worth was established by God long before the betrayal ever entered your story. But knowing that intellectually and feeling it are two different things because of how our neurology works. When the brain is flooded with fear, it defaults to familiar, deeply grooved neural pathways, usually paved with shame. We combat this through cognitive interception. When a shame statement arises, you consciously pause it and intentionally redirect the thought toward your divine identity. You do not have to earn your worth back after trauma. It is a pre-existing absolute fact. It just needs to be remembered, rehearsed, and actively defended. Part of that defense is understanding your locus of control. If you place a delicate seedling in a blizzard, it will struggle to survive. And you can spend enormous amounts of energy trying to stop the winter storm of someone else's choices, only to end up exhausted. Instead of fighting the weather, the focus has to shift to the environment you can control. You build a greenhouse. To survive and heal, the seedling doesn't need to change. The environment surrounding it does. Cultivating this personal greenhouse means implementing practical structures, establishing daily prayer, holding healthy boundaries, engaging in therapeutic support, and quiet time with the Savior. Trauma puts you in a passive state of reacting to every new crisis. Building a greenhouse shifts you into an active state of choosing your physical, emotional, and spiritual boundaries. You reclaim your agency, not by magically fixing the external storm, but by engineering a safe, protected place where your personal growth can continue despite it. Jesus Christ is the restorer of identity. He acknowledges the pain of trauma, but refuses to let it define his followers. His healing doesn't require pretending the betrayal never happened. It allows the power of his atonement to enter those deep wounds and transform the damage. This process is rarely a single dramatic leap of progress. Healing is actually the quiet accumulation of thousands of small, intentional choices made day after day inside the safety of your greenhouse. It is waking up and declaring, "You are not what happened to you. You are not someone else's choices, and you are not your trauma. You are a beloved daughter of God." Because your identity is eternal and your worth is infinite, your future, through Jesus Christ, remains untouched by past betrayals, and it is filled with hope.